Should be going live. Let's check. And I see us. Yay.
We're here.
Okay. Good. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, perfect.
Excellent. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today?
I am fabulous. I'm excited to be back with you all to answer your questions that we didn't have time for after our live stream a couple days ago. And if you missed that, we did a really incredible healing for the heart. And you can find that replay in our group, Co-Creating Miracles with Kimberly and Alicia. And we also emailed out the link to that. So
Yes.
we had limited time on that call to really go in depth about all of the details. We spent a lot of time on the healing, and we wanted to go more depth into the details of the spiritual technologies that we pass on in our certification course, Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light, that we are going to be teaching live at Mount Shasta this summer during our retreat. And we're going to also share some more of the details of the retreat itself, and we're going to give you guys an experience of some of these technologies and how they're working, and how they work with some of our other healing tools.
Yeah, so glad you're here. And it's we had so many people joining us last time that we couldn't get everybody into the meeting. So good thing for live streaming in different places that help people participate and get to be there for that. But again, if you did miss it, you want to catch that, it's in the group. And yeah, we're going to dive right into sharing some of those details of the spiritual technologies. I think that's a great place to start here. Spiritual technologies can feel or seem a little intangible, right? So I think the more details that you have and the more opportunities you have to experience them yourself, the more you're going to really connect with how amazing and how powerful they are, and the multitude of uses and practical application that they have for our own healing, and in our work with others, those of you who may be working with clients in a healing business. Hi, Virgie. So glad you're here. Oh, no sound. Is everyone hearing us?
Yes, I think our sound is.
Well, shoot.
So hopefully Fergie will see that the sound is working for Trish. So it's probably something to do with your speakers, but you might not be able to hear us answering that. So
I know.
Hopefully that will resolve.
Okay, good. I have people emailing in some questions and messaging some questions for the retreat who can't make it live, but did have some questions for us today. So that'll be great. We'll get to those as well. So we'll make sure that we have time to, share the details, really get up close and personal with the technologies and those retreat details, and answer any questions that you have for us at the end.
Yeah, so if you have questions, go ahead and type them in, and then we'll answer them during this call. And I saw Asa had a question. That's the only one I've seen.
Okay, did you grab that? Do we have that?
I did not bring it over to the document, but
Okay.
I know what she's asking.
Okay, great. So should we dive in?
Let's dive in. Let's start with
know.
talking about these really, really high level healing tools and technologies that are part of our advanced certification, Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light.
Okay, Virgie can hear now too. So this is
Oh, good.
perfect. Okay.
So we're going to first talk about the tools and technologies that we have passed on in past classes, but there have been so many brand new technologies that have come in since the last time we taught, and many of them very recently. So we're going to talk about those as well, but we're going to start with the ones that we've already passed on to our practitioners. So let's start with Sacred Light Open and Close. We created these two healing tools to help support all other healing work. So they're comprised of powerful combinations of sacred light tools and technologies, energetic allergy healing, and sacred soul alignments to prepare both you and your clients, anybody that you may be working with in a session, to help really open up the energy field and to help anchor in the healing work.
Mhm.
So we use these literally with every single thing that we do. So open is used to assist you and your client to ground and anchor. Activate powerful protection for both you and whoever you're working with, and to cloak and protect the container of the healing session itself. To connect both of you, or you yourself, if you're just working on your own self, or you and whoever you're working with, to your own higher self, divine aspect, and to source, to open the pathways of connection and communication through the heart, to create a sacred container for the work that's being done and for the individuals receiving the healing, and to assist you in connecting to truth and to being open to truth and the bigger picture.
Mm. Yeah, so that's going to help you to not just have an expanded field of information that you're connecting with, for the information that you're needing in a session, but also it's going to help you to really have that bigger picture view, that higher perspective, so that you're seeing it kind of above our lens, our human lens, if you will, which can have our own sort of triggers contained in it from our own wounds when we're in a session, when we're working with others. So it really helps us to rise above sort of that human aspect, if you will, when we're doing session work, so we can see the truth of something from that higher perspective. So it's really, really helpful. It also helps things like if you're doing muscle testing or working with your pendulum, or it's going to help you to get that sort of unbiased or less sort of emotionally attached answer that we can have happen just as humans. It's easy for that to happen, and so it's really helpful to get the real picture, the real truth, those real pieces of the puzzle, pieces of the story that we need for that deep healing when we're facilitating a healing, even when we're working on ourselves. So it doesn't all of the tools here are amazing for an up level the work that you're doing, whether it's for yourself, loved ones, or whether you have a spiritual practice and are working with clients.
Yes. And then close. So sacred light close. This is for the end of a healing, to assist you and anyone that you're working with in anchoring the healing, processing and integrating it with more ease, and moving through any resistance that comes up due to the energies that are clearing. This can be a significant issue with certain, certain healings. People might go into a healing crisis or reject some of the healing because of the resistance. And so this really allows the healing to go really deep and complete, and also to have it integrate with ease, without those healing crises that can sometimes happen. And it also helps to disconnect and clean up any distortion or energies taken on, between you in the session. Um, so really cleaning up the energy between you and whoever it is that you're working with.
Yeah, really helpful tools for all the healing work that we do. So that we're all doing. And then we have let's talk about the technologies. So one of the first technologies that came in to be a part of Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light as a technology-based course is the Sacred Light Temple, which is an advanced sacred, energetic, or spiritual structure that will be personalized and unique to your own soul blueprint for you to do your sacred work in. So when we have a container such as this that's provided by, or that this technology provides, again, it's gonna a little bit about what we even talked about with Sacred Light Open. It's doing some of those things, like it's creating that perfect sacred space to do the work in. It's connecting you, or helping you to connect to the truth of the matter, the heart of the matter. It's helping you to really access the personalized information that you're searching for, that you're asking for when you're doing healing work. And it's going to also serve to amplify the healing work that you're doing. Is there anything else you would say about that, Alicia?
It really provides a very unique place for you to do any work that you're doing, whether it's work on yourself, work receiving, co-creating work, healing work, and work with clients. It's just very, it's a protected space, and it's a space where we can more easily receive the tools that we need that are individual to us. And when this is activated for you, this is where you're going to be going with, which is within you, to do all of the work that you do from that point forward. It's a game changer.
For sure. And then the second technology that became a part of this course, as we call it, the Sacred Light Reader. And it's a cutting edge spiritual technology that assists you in really sensing those more subtle energies, to assist you in identifying and clearing energies like entity type energies, implants, distorted energy patterns, disharmonious energy patterns that are in your physical body. Could be within the cell, within the DNA, but also within the energy bodies. So your chakras, your subtle bodies, your energy field. So it's an amazing technology there to help you to, again, with just really upgrade and up level your intuitive senses. Like, we're working beyond the 5 senses here as intuitives, as healers. We're really working with those senses of ours that are beyond that, our spiritual senses that can sense all these subtle energies. And for some people, I think for most people, it's a progression in our ability to do this, right? To sense more information that's in the field around us, or in the fields that we're connecting into, those informational fields. So this is going to really upgrade your ability to sense those more subtle energies, which is going to do so many different things for you. It's going to help you to identify those places within yourself that need healing, that need where there's work that needs to be done that maybe we weren't sensing before, we weren't picking it up before. So we're going to be able to know more about ourselves and what we need. And then when we're working with other people, it's going to be that same type of exact same type of experience where we're able to now, intuit, right, sense more about what they're needing, the information that's in their field than we did before. So really amazing. Practitioners love these tools. They've had a lot to say about this. We'll share a few of what people have had to say about some of these tools here in just a little bit as well. But we love the Sacred Light Reader. We love all of these tools. We love to talk about these tools. We work with these tools in everything that we do. And our favorite thing, both Alicia and I are in complete agreement that our favorite thing that we do is to pass tools on to others, right? Because that is what we're really here to do, is empower others to do amazing work, for themselves, right? That's how we create the biggest ripple that we can create on the planet and for humanity, is by getting these tools, these upgrades to our energy bodies and physical body, to as many people as we can. So we get really excited when we get to teach this class. And of course, we get to teach it together, and we get to teach it live this year, which we've never, ever taught a certification course live before. So
Yeah, in person in one of our
can't wait to
favorite
get there.
places.
And one of our favorite places. So we
Yeah.
have been so excited about this ever since we were guided to offer this. So this sort of hybrid of retreat plus co-creating miracles, which again, this technology heavy or based course, where so many of these technologies that we're sharing actually came in for us, or we were connected to them, or they were channeled right on those powerful vortexes there around Shasta. So, and what we've talked about, what we've shared so far, and just a couple of tools are two of those that it's happened that way. They've come through the land of Shasta there, the mountain.
Yeah, so just one other thing about the Sacred Light Reader. It's a little bit different from a lot of the technologies in that once it is activated for you, it's like you become the reader. It's like it activates and opens your spiritual eyes even more so than they were before. And so a lot of the technologies, you're working with them with a specific intention and activating them for a purpose, where the Sacred Light Reader is just, it's like it's running in the background all the time. And it just really amplifies your ability to tune into accurate information. So the Sacred Light Vortex, this is a technology that is working. You can feel it. A lot of people really feel this technology working when it's running for them, if they're sensitive to energy, and you can really feel it moving both clockwise and counterclockwise. And it's working to clear from the deepest layers and levels for things that we don't even have awareness of or language for even. And it really, really works to individualize the healing. And this is one of the ways that we are able to do large group healings, but the people that are receiving that healing, it's really working uniquely for them. And part of that is because of how the Sacred Light Vortex is working. It activates around the individual and really works with their unique energy patterns. And it's both clearing and activating, and sometimes simultaneously clearing and activating. It works really well just on its own. And it also works really, really well in combination with a lot of the other technologies and healing tools that we have across the board in all of our modalities.
Indeed. And then we have the Sacred Light Filter. We have a lot of technologies to talk about here, but we do want to make sure that we're giving you those sort of extra details here. But the sacred light filter is an 11th dimensional sacred light technology. And its job, or it's what it does for us, is filtering. It filters out unwanted or overwhelming energies that are infiltrating your field, your energy bodies, even your physical body. And we activate this in class and attune you to it in class so that you can work with this technology, just like you're going to get to work with all of the technologies in this class. And we can just share about that really quick, because everything that we're sharing with you, every technology, when you come into class, we teach you about it. We teach you how to use it, because there's multiple uses. You're also going to find that you'll find your own creative uses, your own inspired uses, or divinely guided uses for these tools, because practitioners tell us all kinds of different experiences they have with these technologies and how they were shown to use them with really amazing, astounding results. So we're teaching you about them, how to use them. And then when we say attune, we're actually attuning you to each technology so that you are really connected to the technology, and able to, instantly work with it at any time, easily and effectively, with yourself and with others. So that sacred light filter, we use it a lot. It actually has a lot of different uses. But with many of these technologies, you actually give them a job, right? You give them instructions. You're telling them what to do. Not all of them work that way, but many of them do work that way. And this is one of those, for sure. So you can, for instance, you can call it in, anchor it in, and attune it to. When I say attune it to, this is the job. We're giving it the job, calibrating it to, attuning it to, or setting it to the energies of something specific that we want removed, that we want filtered out of our, body, energy bodies. And it works all the way down to that cellular level, as all of the technologies that we work with do. So you can attune it to, I'll give you an example of when it came in, actually, because it's really telling. It's a great way to understand how it can be used. But it actually came in to help me with a relationship that was no longer serving me and that I was no longer in. And that the person in that relationship was energetically still kind of hooking into my energy a lot. Okay, hooking in, and I would literally feel pain across my back, between the upper, like mid and upper back. And I would, I was calling Alicia, like, help me out here, clear this out, because I was having trouble doing it, because I was so close, right, to that connection. And sometimes we need someone to kind of come in and help us out with some of the trickier things. So this came in to help with that precise thing. So I was shown, when it came in, to attune it or calibrate it to the energy of that specific person, and all sort of vibrational, all energy patterns that were vibrating at a frequency less than love. Those are the words I hear to use with it a lot. That person was, putting into my field, or kind of throwing at me, if you will. And I can tell you that was the last time I ever had to ask Alicia for help. It's the last time that person was able to infiltrate my field. That was the last time I had that pain in my back. That was the end of story, taken care of. And that was, I don't know, 4 years ago or something. So this yeah, we've been working with this ever since, and there's so many uses for it. You can attune it to energies that are heavy in your body, that are, we would consider like a wound type energy. And it could be a really pervasive energy of like shame or guilt, or anger, or maybe it's unforgiveness, right? Or resentment. So you can attune it to emotions that you need help filtering out, right? but it also has another job that it does as well. It has a couple of different other things that it's doing as well, because you can also attune it to um, more like positive type energies that you would think of as positive. So you can, um, eh, I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't have one right off the top, but for instance, when I create like a sacred container, so we're talking about the Sacred Light Temple. Here, you can create incredible sacred containers to do your healing work in. And you could use the filter to really anchor in all the intentions and all the healing that you bring into a container, for instance. And it's good, and it almost creates like a really amazing anchor for the healing. And it will filter out energy patterns that maybe are coming up that are in the way of the healing that you've brought in. And it will do that on a continuous basis. And then it will also kind of hold you in alignment with what you've brought in. So some of these are a little bit tricky to talk about what all they're doing sometimes, but they all have multiple uses. And this also happens to bring in a really amazing protection energy as well. It's not really a cloaking device, so to speak, but it's something to the effect of when you attune it to, for instance, when I attune it to that specific person who used to have the ability to hook into my energy, it makes it so that when they're looking for my energy so they can hook in, they can't even find me. It's like I don't exist in their universe anymore. Like they can't even locate me. So super fascinating, amazing technology with a million different uses. And we have a new one to talk about too. We'll get to that too, but it's actually like something similar to this, but to work on larger scale things. So that's going to be exciting to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thing that came in for this class that we pass on and attune you to is an activation style healing that is for technology, and it's called the Sacred Light Technology Tune-Up. It goes perfectly in this class because it helps to dissolve the energies of technologies that we may be holding in our systems that are outdated. Any energies that are discordant that we may be carrying from past teachers or healers that we've worked with. This allows to make room to hold new, higher expanded light, and it upgrades all spiritual technologies that you are currently working with that are in alignment and resonance with you, with new energies that are now available to us. So we're constantly expanding and evolving as humans and as spiritual beings. And so this will upgrade you and your whole system and all technologies that are part of what you're working with to the highest light available in that moment. So we actually run this pretty often for ourselves and for people that we're working with. In fact, we're going to be using it today with you guys. And it's just a really important tool to have anytime that you're working with technologies. So we pass it on in this class.
Well, it's also like a responsibility piece too, right? We're working with these advanced technologies, and we're working with not just ourselves, right? But we're working with others beyond ourselves. And so this is like, taking your car in to get the oil changed. It's like that, but with our technologies. So just keeping them pure, and keeping only what you need, present with you, clearing out what's outdated, what you don't need. And again, just giving them that tune-up where for what we do need and what's there. So really, we're being responsible technology owners.
It's like keeping your computer, upgraded to the latest operating system.
Yeah,
basically.
there you go. Oh, that's perfect too. Yep. So good analogies there. So it's an important tool to have when we're working with technology. So we make sure to pass that on in this class.
We also teach on the Akash in this class. Several years ago, we were shown a very unique way with working with the Akash, and we pass on a activation that will allow you to develop a personal relationship with this consciousness called Akasha, to be able to access the vast light fields of information that are available through this connection, really like never before, and to allow and assist you in accessing what we call the soul records of yourself and any one or thing that you're working with, so that you can access not just their Akashic records, but also their galactic records. So their soul records, any experience that their soul has ever had. And this also will really change the way that you work. And it is not a complicated, secret, hidden way of connecting like a lot of what's taught about accessing the Akashic records. It's a very, once you receive the teaching and the attunement, it just, once again, kind of like the sacred light reader, just becomes part of you and part of what you're automatically doing.
Mm-hmm. Transformational tools. For sure.
Yes. And then just moving right along, since we have so many things to share with you about today, the Sacred Light Transfiguration Device. This is an extraordinary device. It's extremely versatile, just like all of the technologies that we pass on there. We can be so creative with all of these tools. It can be used both for clearing and bringing in energy. And it's a tool, it's a technology that you can run other healing tools through, such as energetic allergy healing, sacred soul alignments, or our activation style sacred light healing tools, to really laser focus precision and concentrate that healing that you are bringing through, to concentrate and direct it. So, we can direct it all the way down to the cells, to organs of the body, to specific patterns or relationships that you might be working with, to the DNA, all the way down to the atoms and molecules. So you can get really, really creative with this technology. And when we named this, we actually heard the word transfiguration. We looked it up to see, all the details of exactly what the clue was about why we were hearing that. And it was first used in the English language as the name of the biblical event, Christ's transfiguration. So it's defined as a change in form or appearance, a metamorphosis, or a spiritual change. So when we heard that, we really knew that we had received something really big.
For sure. And we use it all the time. But you could, for example, you could take a healing, as Alicia was mentioning, if someone's got, well, you know what, we could use Dean as an example, right? Your boyfriend, yeah. Right? So you can take the different healing tools, sacred soul alignments, energetic allergy healing, any other tool, any other spiritual energy healing tools that you have in your toolbox, even beyond our modalities. But of course, that's what we work with, right? And run them through that transfiguration technology and bring it right into, for Alicia, bring it right into his hip where he has the pain.
Right. So I created a big healing packet for him to help him with this hip injury that he's had for a long time. And when I run the healing for him, I run it through the transfiguration device so that it's pinpointed, so that energy is pinpointed and concentrated directly exactly where it needs to go in his body. Mm-hmm. So that's a really great example of a way that we can use that technology.
Yeah. And with great results, because he used to think he needed to have surgery on it. I don't think he talks about that anymore so much, right?
Yeah, he doesn't. I used to hear about his hip on a daily basis, and now I mean, he still does have hip pain, but I don't hear about it nearly as often. So
Yeah,
it
it's
helped.
an actual injury that they say requires surgery to fix. So
Yeah, it's like his joint is, there's no, I can't think of the word, but it's like the bones are rubbing right up.
yeah, no cartilage, no,
Exactly.
yeah, no, the little bumpers are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing that we can alleviate even that type of pain through energetic tools.
It is. It's amazing. I mean, we've had thousands of experiences of what seems like a miracle. And, we know the power of these tools, and it still continues to amaze us. Um, every time we work with them, we're just so honored to have been given these tools. So those are the technologies that have come in that we've passed on in previous classes of co-creating miracles with sacred light. But we've had some really incredible new technologies that we've received since the last time that we taught. So let's share about these, and then we can share a couple experiences that some of our practitioners have had.
Okay.
So these new technologies, we are going to be passing these on live in person in Mount Shasta, where we're going to be teaching co-creating miracles with sacred light in the retreat, along with a lot of retreat type activities that we'll be sharing here in just a few minutes. So one of those technologies that we're going to be passing on, a lot of you guys might be familiar with because we've used it a lot. We've called it the Roto-Rooter in the past, but Roto-Rooter is actually a trademarked name. So we were guided to call this particular technology the excavation technology. And so if you think about an excavator, it's a big piece of equipment that is doing a really big job. So you might want to bring out an excavator if you're digging up, trees and tree trunks and large, really tough things to pull out. And that's what this technology is doing on an energetic level. It's like bringing in the big guns. So when we have just really heavy patterns or heavy trauma or a
Deeply,
really sticky big
deeply,
energy.
deeply rooted, because this reminds us of,
So
digging
think
up
about
those
trees.
tree roots. Like it's
Yeah.
big old tree roots that are so intertwined, in the earth and hard to get out. And, we're like that, on an energetic, from an energetic perspective with our patterns and our rooted, so to speak, patterns. And we have core patterns that are stickier, trickier, more stubborn, harder to, get to the bottom of and really, break those down and release those from our body and our systems. So that's where it's going to be a little tricky to stop calling it the Roto-Rooter. We've been calling it that for a long time, but excavation, which is what it's doing, right? This excavation technology.
Yeah. And Matt is saying like a backhoe. Exactly.
Love
And
it.
this technology works really well in combination with the Transfiguration device, because the Roto-Rooter will come in and dig out those really deeply rooted big energy patterns, and then the Transfiguration device can come in and clean up all the fine threads and things that may be left over from that huge, pulling out of those big energies.
Mhm.
So those work excellent in combination with each other. And then we have the bounty of the universe. We normally take a personal trip to Mount Shasta every year. We've been doing that for several years. And this is one that we received when we were there last summer. And we're going to be taking the group to this particular place where we received the bounty of the universe and calibrate to create. And it's called Fairy Falls. It's a pretty easy hike. So we're going to be going there and attuning you all that are joining us to these two tools in the exact place where they actually came in for us. And this is a beautiful, beautiful energy. So it's called the bounty of the universe. We live in a bountiful universe. And sometimes all we need to do to experience life as bountiful is to tune into that frequency and open up to receiving it. And of course, this is sometimes, many times, easier said than done. So this healing tool will connect you with and expand you into unlimited bounty of abundance of the universe that's there for us to reach out and grab and experience. It's a unique multidimensional tool that works with you on an individual level to bring in and or dissolve. So it's healing and activating what is necessary to move into the highest level of expression of your soul in human form. It helps to break you free of current limitations to expand you into more abundance and a greater ability to create a life aligned with your highest potential. And when we pair it with the other piece that came in for us in this location at Fairy Falls, the Sacred Light Calibrate to Create, which is a technology, they work together to calibrate your energy field to the particular frequency of your highest desires while dissolving blocks to receiving that might be preventing you from experiencing the full bounty of the universe. So we've used these two tools in combination for some really powerful manifesting and co-creating experiences.
For sure. And do we need to talk about Sacred Light Calibrate to Create then?
Well, that kind of wrapped both of them up, really. So you'll also receive this technology, which is doing exactly what we just said, calibrating you to the universal energy of creation for manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
And it works really well with specific intentions.
Mm-hmm. For manifestation or co-creation. So really powerful tool. It's been really fun to play with it. I have worked with it long enough where I've been beginning to, really bring that into a lot of the energetic allergy healing tools that I create. I think we brought that into some of our Sacred Light tools, but I'm not sure. But I know I have with some of my energetic allergy healing tools when I taught my advanced class in the fall. And it just really brings a really potent, addition to those tools when we're working with, aligning ourselves with what we want to create. So for me as a healer, I love to work with it, not, beyond just what I would want for myself, to work with my own intentions and manifestation. But as a healer, I have intentions for each of the healing tools that I create to assist people in healing their bodies and lives. I have an intention for each of those tools for what they're doing for someone. So I'm able to utilize it in that way. So those of you working as healers, there's a lot of personal uses for it, and there's many uses for it within your client work as well.
Yeah, I think we both use that particular tool quite a lot since it came in for us last summer. Yeah, we had a pretty powerful experience, very potent experience in Mount Shasta after we received those.
Yes, we did. Let's just say our energy systems were maybe a little overwhelmed. We received a lot last summer, so it was a little tricky to integrate and process all of that. And I think that would be good to touch on that before we go today, Alicia, about what we're going to do to help kind of alleviate some of that potential for people at the retreat as well. So
yes, because all of these tools that we're teaching and passing on are really big, really, really transformational energies and technologies. And then just being in Mount Shasta itself is a transformative experience. And then being live in person, with us as we're just sort of naturally activating the people around us, all of that together can It's a lot of energy. So we're going to be providing things for those of you who are coming to the retreat, recordings and such, to prepare you energetically so that you can have, a really fun experience while you're there without getting overwhelmed like we have sometimes.
Well, we did last summer.
we
Big things were coming through.
we learn a lot by our own experiences sometimes of what we don't want other people to have to go through, that
Right.
we've been through, and we're given and shown, ways to make things easier for other people through our own experiences.
Yeah. So we've taken that into account, and we're going to be helping you guys out with that. So you don't have to worry about that part.
Yeah. And then another technology that came through, actually, when we did a healing call for the 1111 portal back in November, and that's where we actually first announced the retreat in Mount Shasta. But as we were preparing for that call, a new technology came in. And this is what happens oftentimes when we commit to something and we're preparing, for that, we start to receive new tools and technologies. And that's how the Sacred Light Open Doors came in. And this is working on clearing out big and small things that may be blocking a door of transformation, making it so that you might not even be able to find or see that doorway of transformation, including things like trickster energy and discordant energies. And it helps you align with what it feels like to find, see, and step through the doorway of change, the doorway of transformation. And it also helps with opening doors within and without, all the way down to the cellular level and down and through life experiences and big life changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a great tool to use, again, even in a healing session, to create that most optimal openness that's needed to fully receive a healing, or to receive it on the deepest level. So this is a new one that we're playing with, newer than some of the others we've talked about. So we're still getting used to how to work and play with all of these tools ourselves, especially the newer ones. And by the time, for some of the ones that we're going to be sharing with you here, kind of moving forward, we know a little bit less about them than the things we've shared about so far because they're so new. But by the time we get to Shasta and this class, we'll definitely have more information on the tools. So you're going to find some of our descriptions moving forward get a little shorter because some of these tools are so brand new, like weeks, like just a couple, 2-3 weeks that we've had them to work and play with. So
yeah, one of them just came in a couple days ago.
That's right.
So as I'm looking at this list, I'm kind of blown away by everything that's part of this class. It's like, I think we said it doubled in size, but I think it's actually more like tripled in size.
So much has come in. And I just wanted to say really quickly too about that. As Alicia was saying, how we, so much comes in when we commit to something, to a course, to a class, to, passing, to empowering others, especially. I feel like that happens even more so.
Mm-hmm.
And so we also have come to realize that it really holds meaning, that more of these technologies are coming in and faster than ever. And it's happening faster and more as we approach the retreat date. But that tells us a few things. It's because it's not just about that we're going to Shasta. It's not just about Alicia and I, but it's about all those that are also joining us there and what they're ready for, what you're ready to work with, what you're ready to receive. And use and really utilize in your life and where you're at. And, and that is reminding me that when Alicia and I first taught this class, I think the first time we taught it was in 2018. And it really just had maybe 6 of the technologies there or so. And
the filter and the Transfiguration Device were not even part of that first class.
Nope. It was 5 or 6 technologies and some and teachings, and we included a lot of like DNA work, activation work as well for people. But when we ran that, there was honestly not that many people on the planet that were really ready for that type of information and to work with these types of tools and technologies. So the fact that these tools are streaming in faster and more than ever also is an indication, a strong indication to us, or a message to us, that more people on the planet are ready now. Are ready to work with these high-level tools, expansive tools, and to have the upgrades that they provide for people, let alone the healing capabilities that they provide for people. So, because there's an expansion, your body, your energy bodies has to kind of meet these tools where these tools are at, if that makes sense, these high dimensional, high frequency tools. So not everybody's ready to work with these tools. So if you're feeling that resonation with these technologies, if you're feeling drawn to these technologies, that call to want to work with these technologies, well, that also tells you that you're ready for that. This is something that you can step into, and that you're on that soul level are ready for. So some big messages in all of the tools that have been coming in and what that tells us.
And if you're watching this, it's highly likely that you are ready, because when we're not ready for something, it's like we don't even really have an awareness of it. We're not drawn to it. We might not even see it. So if you're watching and you can feel it in your body when you're resonating with something. So let's talk about sacred light, unbounded love of heaven. This is a big energy that we've been utilizing for a while, and definitely was not ready to be passed on in previous classes, but it is now. We have been guided to include this, and it's a collection of over 50 technologies in and of itself. So it's working in many different ways, angles, facets to assist in the co-creation of this frequency in your reality, the frequency of unbounded love of heaven. And when you just hear those words, you may even have some emotion coming up, because it's just such a pure frequency. And the way that we've worked with it is to just run the energy of it, and then the technologies are just automatically doing exactly what it is that they need to do.
Yeah. And not only that, some of that emotion that you may have kind of touch in with here can be about, can have to do with, that longing that we all have for that really authentic, true love, right? Because this is a love, this unbounded love of heaven really encapsulates a love frequency that we all know, because we've all experienced it in some, lifetime or in between lives, and then we're here, we come in and incarnate onto the planet in this human body, this human form. And all of a sudden, there is a love, of a frequency of love, an experience of love that we have a hard time really touching in with in this human form. So it creates within us a longing for something that feels out of reach. And it can even feel like a longing for home. So this is coming into work with all of that, and helping you to kind of embody that pure form of love that we tend to long for and feel like we can never find it. So, and ultimately that also in turn brings in almost like relationship healing for you with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that you are able to embody that form of love, to feel that more within yourself, and instead of needing that from outside sources, and feeling that self-appreciation and self-love that is one of those things that we also look for in others or outside of ourself that feels like it can be hard to reach or hard to grab. So an amazing tool in many ways. And that leads into another one that came in at the same time. It's the sacred light joy of life. And I think it's really wrapped up in the word there. It's a technology-based tool to really connect you with those frequencies of joy and all that kind of goes with joy. And clearing out what may be in the way of us having that and making that a tangible experience in our reality, experiencing more of it more often, and all of that. So it's a little quick description on that one, but those are two feelings, emotional experiences that we all want more of, right? That we all are searching for and need more of in our lives and on this planet. So the more of us that are holding and embodying these frequencies, the more that's, we become a transmitter. We walk around, we move around, not even really thinking about it. But we're really transmitting these frequencies out once we're attuned to them, and we're holding these higher frequencies ourselves. So as we walk amongst, through our connections, our relationships, at the grocery store, at the park, wherever we are, we're transmitting these frequencies out, and it raises the vibration of those around us. So again, that ripple effect.
Yeah, particularly joy. So Dr. David Hawkins talks about in his book Power versus Force, and he's the one that created the chart of emotions that so many people share and talk about, where guilt and shame is the lowest vibrating emotion at like 20, all the way up to enlightenment at 1,000, and joy is vibrating at 750. And he gives a statistic in his book that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's the frequency of joy. If one person is consistently vibrating at the frequency of joy, I believe it is that they are having an effect on 750,000 people around them. So raising the vibration of 750,000 people. I think that's the correct statistic, but don't pin me on that one. But it's a very, very high frequency. And so, if we're running this joy of life for ourselves and for other people that we're working with, we are having a direct effect on the vibration of humanity on this planet.
And our family members, if you just want to bring it close to home,
yes.
Our own families, the people that we care about. And it's almost like it's not almost like, it is an indirect way of healing people without healing people, right? Without, sitting down and doing a session and directing, healing energies towards someone. Because we all have people, I find it so common that the light workers on this planet tend to be born into families where they're either the only one that's on that spiritual path in the family, right? Or there's not very many within the family that are on that same path with that same life purpose. And oftentimes as healers, if you have the experience like me, I have family members that won't let me do any healing work. They don't want it. They tell me I can't because of their religious beliefs, and it's not in alignment with them. They have fear around it. So I'm actually doing my part over here without doing anything, because I do respect that boundary. I don't direct, I don't send healing, I don't do energetic allergy healing for those family members that have asked me not to. You got to respect those boundaries, right? But yet I know the effects that I'm having on my family just by being a transmitter of these amazing energies. And that's going to be even more so with our blood connections, right? So because we're so deeply connected, so we can have a big impact without even trying, so to speak, with the people that we care about.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest benefits of doing all of this healing work. So
True.
let's talk about the brand new tools that have just come in really in the last month.
Right.
We've received
I don't even
several.
think it's been a full month.
Yeah. So these are some tools that we're still learning about, but we will be including them in our class in July. So I'll let you talk about the first two because those really came in for you.
Mm. So the Sacred Light Gold and Orb of Protection. Again, I need some. We need some more time with these. The next ones that we're going to be mentioning here, so that we can really get a more detailed description down. But Alicia and I work with different technologies for bringing in protection for us on that individual level, as a person, walking through the world and needing individual protection, but also protection of our homes, our kind of our domain, if you will. And then also right on out to our modalities, right? The modalities that we teach, which would include co-creating miracles with sacred light. They transmit a huge amount of light, right, out there into the multiverse. So they also, because of that, really need high level, really powerful protection. So really the Sacred Light Golden Orb of Protection came in to provide that. And first and foremost, actually, for our modalities, but it's very similar. Those of you that are familiar with the Sacred Light purification, there is a sort of a structure, a technology that comes in with that. That's a shield, and it has a high level of protection. So the way this was shown to me is it's almost like the next generation or the next iteration of what's been available in that Sacred Light purification healing tool. And it's time, that we needed stronger, bigger protection, and we can now access these technologies that maybe weren't available to us before to provide that. But also there's so much out there that is, kind of I don't want to say against, but I mean, but yet kind of against, right? There's so many forces out there that are against the light, that are against the ascension process that we're going through here on the planet right now. So that's more important than ever that we have high level protection. So that's what this came in to do, basically, but it does it on a large scale. So you can use it for big things, a geographical location, maybe a whole hotel, for instance. I'm just trying to get like a size in your head about what it can do. It's encasing our modalities, Sacred Light healing, certification tools, and all that's contained in that modality, all that's contained in energetic allergy healing modality, all that's contained in sacred soul alignment. And these are large bodies of work. So big protection.
Mm-hmm. And then the turbine technology.
Yeah.
Those two came in at the same time.
Yep. So again, to do big cleaning work. So if we think about the excavation technology, we talked about that roto-rooter excavation technology. This turbine technology, the first words that came in when I was seeing it was wind tunnel. So it's like a big, huge fan almost, but it's going in reverse. So it's sucking in instead of blowing out. And it came in to, purify our modalities, to purify the geographical location that we were staying in. And we were shown, and since then we've been shown we can use it on a lot of different things. And it looks like where that excavation device is going in, it's getting all these big sticky roots and all of that. This looked like it was pulling off webbing, like sucking off webbing. So threads and hooks and cords and attachments, and really just these discordant energy patterns that look like a webbing, and pulling it off of wherever it is that you're sending it or directing it to. And then the golden orb of protection came in to follow that. So that deep cleansing, purifying work, and then the protection to come in place following that. So we'll have more ways that these are really here to serve humanity by the time we get to class. But there's a little bit of an idea there.
Perfect. So also what came in around that same time in that same general area, we were in Palm Springs, is the Sacred Light location technology. And we gave you guys an experience with this on our call a couple days ago. And we showed you guys a picture of this technology that we captured in a picture, unbeknownst to us until we looked at the picture later. I don't have that on this particular computer, so I can't show it right now, but we did show it in the video from 2 days ago with the heart healing and activating that we did. And we used this technology to guide people through actually locating and retrieving fragments of their heart that had been, fragmented and separated. So that is kind of what we've been shown about this technology so far, to help locate, an energy, having coordinates, basically energetic coordinates to locate that energy and bring it in. And these technologies that we're talking about here, like we said, we just received these. We know that they're meant to be in this class, but we are still playing with them and exploring them. So we will have a lot more information by the time we teach. And then we have the Sacred Light. Right now, the name of it is the Sacred Light Injector and Healing Cocoon. And this actually came in when I was working on my cat, Apollo. And it's a womb-like energy. It's a cocoon, that feels very much like womb-like energy. Healing, soothing, supporting the person in allowing the healing that they're receiving to be gentle yet potent. And then it also has this, what we're calling an injector right now, because that's what it looked like, to sort of concentrate and run the healing into this cocoon technology, so that you're just basically bathed in the frequencies that we're bringing in through our intention. These could be other sacred light tools, any other tool that you have that you're using. You can run it into this healing cocoon so that the person receiving it is just bathed in it. So it's really a beautiful technology and energy, and we're excited to pass that one on too. And we have one more to talk about.
Yes, and I guess I will do that. And it's the Sacred Light Purify and Protect technology. So it has a very similar function as that sacred light filter that we talked about earlier, but it's for larger things. So whereas that sacred light filter is working in sort of smaller places and spaces, this Purify and Protect technology, you can use it in for larger spaces, your whole home, for instance, because these are tools that you can use to bring in certain programming and instructions for your home too, to purify and cleanse your home, protection for your home, and whatnot. So large spaces, maybe large groups of people. And again, even something as large as our modalities. So this is something that we went ahead and brought in to, along with that golden orb of protection and that sacred light turbine technology. These were all technologies that came in to really ensure our modalities are as protected as they need to be at all times. So again, we're working and playing with these tools, and we'll be excited to share more about them when we get there. But it really brings in that highest level of protection, and infuses that highest level of protection into the space that you're using it on, and infuses the space that you're using it on, whether it's again a group or a large space or a large thing, with the highest light available. So really amazing technologies working with us and serving us in many different ways.
Awesome. So right now, that is everything that is part of this class. We, the way things have been streaming in for us, we anticipate there will be some other things that we aren't aware of yet. But I'm not sure how much more we could actually fit into this class.
Into one course, for sure.
Because eventually we've received so many new things that we may be eventually making Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light a 2-level class. Right now, because of how this is unfolding, we are including everything in this one class. So if you're coming to the retreat, you're going to get all of this as part of the retreat and the certification that you'll receive in the retreat. So we really kind of talked about how these tools and technologies partner, some of the ways that we use them with other healing tools. And we want to give you guys a little experience of some of these things. And then we're also going to talk about the retreat. Because that was really a lot of the questions that people had was about the retreat, because that's where we are teaching this class. So do we want to give an experience here first, or talk about the retreat and then do the healing? We had it on the document to do the experience, but I wonder if we should actually share about the retreat first.
Yeah, we've shared quite a bit about the retreat already, so I think let's go ahead and do that, and then we can finish up this call with the healing.
Okay.
Experience.
So we wanted to talk about the excursions that are part of this retreat, because you guys just got a really pretty in-depth look at the actual certification course that you'll be receiving. So part of the time of this retreat is going to be classroom time. We've rented a classroom right in the heart of Mount Shasta, right above one of the beautiful shops there that you guys are going to want to experience. And then the other part of the retreat is going to be more retreat-like. We're going to be taking you on 7 different excursions, and I'm going to share my screen so that, because we have some photos here. All right, hopefully this is going to share the right thing here. Can you guys, do you see it during this sacred 5-day retreat?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to be taking you on 7 excursions, and we're going to actually be doing some of the attunements in these places. So the healing headwaters of the mountain, this is where, this is the head of the Sacramento River, and it comes right out of the mountain, and it's just the water there is really magical. So our first outing together will be at the headwaters of the Sacramento River, coming directly out of Mount Shasta, where we're going to collect the sacred water, and we'll be utilizing that water throughout our time together. We'll hold a sacred ceremony to bless and activate the water, and to bring you who are joining us into deep harmony with the sacred water. We did this last time and we drank the water that we collected throughout the retreat, and it was just pretty magical. This is us last summer at Fairy Falls, and this is where we received the technologies, Sacred Light, Bounty of the Universe, and Calibrate to Create. We're going to be going here and together as a group. It's a pretty short hike, and we're going to be doing the attunement to those tools here at this waterfall. It's a really amazing, magical place. We're going to be visiting, this is one of our favorite places in Mount Shasta. It's the Crystal Room. We just learned that the person that we were hoping that would be doing our sound healing is actually moving back to her home country of Sweden next month. So we're still exploring exactly what that's going to look like, but we will be taking you there and hopefully having a private crystal alchemy bowl healing. If that's not possible, we will be actually doing a crystal alchemy bowl healing for all of you. We work with these crystal tones alchemy bowls ourselves. But it's a pretty unique experience going here to this location because you can see all of the bowls that they have in their healing room there. It's one of our favorite places. The woman who opened the store no longer is working there anymore. She's retired, but she's the energy that she brought to this place is incredible. We were hoping to go to Panther Meadows. This is some pictures of Panther Meadows. It's not possible to take a group there. They're very, very strict about it. But we are working on getting a permit to another part of the mountain. But these are some photos of Panther Meadows. The energy here will definitely be present throughout the entire retreat, and we will be recommending that you guys go up there. It's just the highest point in the mountain that you can park out and go to. We'll be definitely recommending that you do that. We will be taking the group possibly in 2 separate groups to the Mount Shasta Pyramid for a 1-hour group healing session. We've been to the pyramid many, many times. We've received a lot of sacred light tools and technologies inside this pyramid, and it's a profound experience, unlike anything else, really. So you're going to be amazed. You can read a little bit more about that here. And there's also a link to take that even further, your information about that. We're going to be working with Blue Star Child. She's a multidimensional artist and musician that we discovered on our last trip to Shasta. We have some of her work behind each of us. And she's going to be doing a very unique sound healing for us in her studio, where she's got larger than life versions of some of her drawings. You can see her working on one there.
They're very activating. There's a really amazing energy when you go into her shop, and we're going to be receiving that right in her shop. So you'll see all of her activating drawings kind of covering the walls where we are going to have that sound healing from her. That's going to be amazing. Really
I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. And we also have a bonus from her for those of you who have and will be paying in full for the retreat. And we'll talk about the price here in a minute, but there's a link above the video if you want to go and check out all the details. I'm actually on the registration page here right now. That's part of what we're sharing. But for those who pay in full, she does soul, I forget what she calls them right now.
Soul portrait. It's like a soul portrait session.
Exactly. Where she does a drawing for you of your unique soul expression. And you get that drawing in the session with her. So we're excited about that bonus too. And we're also going to be visiting the Gateway Peace Gardens. This is such a special location in Shasta. This is part of what's there. There's many, many different little nooks and crannies and just really amazing things that are here at the Peace Gardens. This labyrinth is part of that. So we're going to be visiting this as a group together and doing one of the attunements and activations there. So those are the excursions that we are taking you on. So as part of the retreat investment, your accommodations are also included. We have rented 4 homes in the Mount Shasta area, and we are, the room choice is by order of who has registered. So I think 12 or so spaces have been taken. We have a total of 30 spots, maybe even 13 spots have been taken. So they're almost half, it's almost half full. So there's definitely a limited spaces available for what we can, the amount of people that we can have in these environments that we're going to. So, as soon as you register for the retreat, our team will be getting in touch with you with the room choices that are available, and you can choose your room. So that accommodations are included. The things that are not included are transportation. So flight or however you're getting to Mount Shasta, and food is not included.
Yeah. But you get a certification course, which we'll talk about all the prices here next. I think that's where we're at. And then we'll get to the healing that we're going to do today. The experience.
Yeah, we've been on here for a while, but there's just so much to talk about.
There is.
And so many of you guys had questions, and so we wanted to really give you all the details that we can't really put on a web page. So the investment for the retreat. So this is when we first were guided to create this retreat. So much more has come in since that time. It was just going to be the certification class without all these other tools that have come in the last few weeks. And we were not going to include accommodations. And we were guided to make the price $3,300, but we've included accommodations and now all these other tools, but we kept the price the same. So those of you that registered early, you probably, were thrilled with all these new additions that you didn't even know that you were going to get. So the price if you pay in full is $3,300. We do have a prerequisite to take Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light because it is an advanced class. So we have a prerequisite of Sacred Light level 1. So for those of you who do not have that class is normally $1,000 investment. We are making it a package deal with Sacred Light level 1 and the retreat and Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light for just $300 more. So if you do not have that, the price to pay in full is $3,600. We also, right now, we have 2 other payment plans. You can pay in 2 payments. So for just the retreat, so there's a little bit of a discount if you pay in full. So for 2 payments of just without Sacred Light level 1, it's $1,850. If with Sacred Light level 1, it's $1,980. So 2 payments of $1,980. And for the next, the next payment plan is only going to be available for the next 2 weeks because then there won't be time to make all the payments before the retreat. But we have a 3 payment option. So if you register before the end of, a little bit before the end of April, so within the next 2 weeks, we have that available, 3 payments of $1,210 without Sacred Light level 1, or 3 payments of $1,320 if you need Sacred Light level 1. So those are the payment options. There is that bonus if you pay in full with the session with Blue Star Child. So that's the investment. If you have any questions, well, there are questions about that already actually that have come in. So if you already a practitioner of co-creating miracles with sacred light, you already have that class, but you want to come to the retreat and get all the new material as well. We are offering those of you who have been through the class a discount of, I'm almost positive it's a $500 discount. Am I speaking correctly?
I was just checking to see if Eric got a couple things done, so I was a little distracted for us today. A couple of
Oh,
tasks.
okay. So the discount for practitioners of co-creating miracles with sacred light. And now I have to sign in. I was going to look in Kajabi, but I'm not signed in. But if you are a practitioner of co-creating miracles with sacred light, just reach out to us and we'll get you that discount code. You can email hello@kimberlycarlson.com and we'll get that for you.
Oh, so I see what I actually forgot about that. I think I want to say it was 300, but maybe it was 5. I can't remember. So yes, please just reach out to us at hello and we'll get you that correct information for sure.
We've also had people asking us, what if they want to just come through
co-creating
the class itself?
Okay.
So we will be providing that opportunity. If you're not able to come to the retreat, but you want this class, you can register for the class and you'll get immediate access to the class that is in our Kajabi. It's recorded from the last time that we taught it. And then you can come to we're going to be Zooming the classroom portion of the retreat. So you can join us, kind of be in that energy of Mount Shasta with us for the classroom portion of the retreat for all of the new tools. For the activations that we're going to be doing in the locations, the self-service there is not going to really make it possible for us to do those online. So those will be recorded for you and you'll receive those. So co-creating miracles with sacred light certification class is more than doubling in size. And so we're kind of sitting with where that's going to land eventually. It may be 2 classes, but right now we've been guided to offer all of this as one class without significantly raising the price. Did Eric finish those?
Yeah, so co-creating is good to go, but the retreat page isn't quite what we were hoping for right now. So
okay, so for just the class itself, because we have had a lot of questions from people who just are not able to come to the retreat. That class, if for the pay in full price, just for the co-creating miracles with sacred light without the retreat, is $17.97. We also have 2 payment plan options, 3 payments of $665 or 6 payments of $333. So you can sign up. I've had quite a few people ask me, when can we sign up for this? You can sign up now. You can just go to co-creatingmiracle.com and click on courses and look for co-creating miracles with sacred light. I can put the link in Zoom here.
Yeah, so basically the class is $19.97, but you'll save $200 if you pay in full, making it $17.97. And I just want to say too that when we first taught it with those 5 or 6 original tools, we've never taught that class for less than $14.97. So that's, with the economy, the situation for people, it's been challenging around the planet today. And so we were guided to go ahead and include all that's been coming in here because it's so connected to the retreat. We're already on a trajectory and that just feels like the right thing to do. But we are raising the price of co-creating miracles just a bit, not by much, for taking into consideration that it's almost tripled in size, and tools and technologies and teaching. So for just a few $100s more than our original price for the class. So pretty amazing, and such an amazing value. But we're happy to offer that right now, kind of in this more challenging time period for people. And but really, I mean, you're looking at a class that we could, easily be offering for $3,000 for all that's contained within it. It works. These technologies are going to do so much for you in your own soul's evolution, just growth, exponential growth. And then the way that these technologies can be worked with in endless sort of creations of ways to work with them, and how well they partner and work with everything else that you already do as a healer. Whether you're a sacred soul alignment practitioner, energetic allergy healing practitioner, sacred light practitioner, so many of those in our practitioner communities here also have a lot of other modalities that they're trained in. And these will work with every single thing that you're doing and take you to that next level. Maybe multiple next levels. So,
multiple, like stratosphere next levels.
yeah,
I don't know how we could even work without these tools anymore.
I know it.
It's just, they become such an integral part of everything that we do. And then to be able to teach this in Mount Shasta, we wanted to also recommend, for those of you who want to know more about Mount Shasta, there's a documentary that Gaia TV has called Call of the Mountain. And we highly recommend checking that out if you have Gaia TV. They had a really cool way of describing Mount Shasta in the intro of that video. So we wanted to read that to you guys. Mount Shasta has long been a source of ancient legends, supernatural mysteries, and shamanic rituals. The 14,000-foot mountain draws people from all over the world who consider it to be one of the most highly energetic and sacred peaks on the earth. From the mystical experiences of those who regularly make pilgrimages to the mountain, to secret cosmic portals and the consciously activation. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I noticed that actually. It's like a little typo in there.
Yeah, I copied this directly from Gaia website.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I think it should say, read the conscious activation of energy centers. Yeah. Mount Shasta continues to call many to its sacred slopes. Many who visit this sacred site often state the mountain changes their lives forever. We definitely have had that experience many times over, which is why we go there every year together as a personal pilgrimage, and why this is our second retreat that we will have hosted in this location.
Right. But the first time we're teaching co-creating miracles there. So
yes.
Yeah. So we're really excited about that. And I feel like it would be good just to share a couple of those, just so you're hearing from someone else that's not me and not Alicia.
Good.
Yeah. And then we'll dive right into that healing work before we go our separate ways today. But for instance here, Sabrina Pergrossi says the attunements that you've attuned us to are, she's got an all caps, so next level. She says, for me, they are priceless. These tools have accelerated my work times 100. This work is so reassuring for me as a practitioner because I know so much is covered. My life has completely revolutionized since doing this course.
That was the first time we taught.
That was the first time we taught with 6 tools, 6 technologies, or 5. So.
Yeah. And Karina Del Pezzo had to say, she also was in our first class that we ever taught.
That's true.
I didn't have to become something different. I already had my style of how I work, and Sacred Light has just amplified that. It's enabled me to stay completely true to myself and my unique way of doing things. I learned exactly what I needed to bring in my own authentic way, merging my other tools in a way that I was no longer copying who taught me. I was now being me. I was able to be there fully, and that is empowerment. So just as we were saying, it works so well with everything else that you're already doing. And it allows for your unique expression of the work that you are meant to do in the world. And
Yeah.
Karina also said the creative energy is really flowing. I feel so many ideas coming through to expand the scope of my work, and it feels amazing. After I listened to the Sacred Light Reader attunement, I felt like I could see with X-ray vision. I saw a new space between the tree branches, new layers of depth to the shadows and light. So very cool.
I love it. And Susan Mays has to say, Kimberly and Alicia have created by far and away the best energy healing practitioner program. I began the Co-Creating Miracles of Sacred Light self-study course and was totally impressed with all of the attunements that allowed the work to become so effortless. I joined the live course a few months later, which to my surprise took this course to a whole other level. And this was not in Mount Shasta. So
Right.
she says, I don't have just one favorite Sacred Light tool. I love them all. She says the most amazing experience has to be the journey to the Sacred Light Temple and the below, where transformation is redefined. On a personal level, I'm excited by all of the possibilities. Love this course. It is so worth it.
Yeah, these tools are, they're almost indescribable because they will change everything about the way that you work and move through the world.
That's right. And there's a few others here we were thinking to share, but I think, should we just move into the,
Let's move into the healing. I need
yeah,
a
I'm looking at the time.
1 minute break. I
Oh,
need
you
a bathroom break really quick.
okay.
So you can share maybe one of the other testimonials.
I'll
Well,
do that. You
okay.
go. Okay. All right. So I guess that's what I'll do then, as we await Alicia's return here. So Lynn Patz says, after working with you girls, I am really embodying all of the possibility of what lies ahead of me, that I am a creator, co-creating miracles. I feel that I can co-create miracles now. She says, I'm a wise old lady. I've been dedicated to healing work for many years, but I wasn't able to get this kind of high vibe help that I really need in order to heal, to bring myself into wholeness until I found you girls. So, and then Janine Mullen had to say about, she was at our Mount Shasta retreat when we taught just before the pandemic, or held a retreat there. And she says our hearts, minds, and souls connecting with each other and the universe and beyond was beyond powerful and transformational in this sacred space. Beyond words, I'm still vibrating. She shared this with us just after she had gotten home. And she says, talk about how those were from the very times. Oh, yeah. Never, I'm sorry, that was moving into the next one. So she says, I'm still vibrating after she got home.
And Janine is going to try to come to this Mount Shasta retreat. In
Oh, I
fact,
love that. I hadn't heard that yet.
yeah, some of the people that were at our original Mount Shasta retreat are going to be returning with us this time. It's going to be fun.
And getting co-creating miracles this time.
Yes.
Love it.
All right. So let's give you guys an experience. You've all been with us we've been talking for quite a while now. So it's time to relax and receive an experience of some of these tools that we've just shared about here today.
Good. So we're going to start by should we do like a shortened version of the?
Yeah, let's do a short version of that. You want to do that? You want to lead that since I
Sure.
did it last time?
Sure. Okay. Do you want me to record this separately at all, or should I record this too, or how do you want to do that part?
We can just edit
Okay.
the audio later if we want to.
Okay. Sounds good. So do we want to talk about what a little touch on what they're going to receive here, just so they have that idea before we just jump in?
Sure.
Okay.
Get to that. So we're going to be using quite a few of the tools that we just talked about. We're going to start with Sacred Light Open, which we do for literally everything that we do. Then we're going to activate the Sacred Light Vortex. And then within that, we're going to activate the Sacred Light Injector Healing Cocoon. I feel like that's going to have another name by the time we
Yeah.
teach, but that's what we're calling it right now.
A little more refined
Um,
name.
yeah. And we're going to be utilizing the excavation technology and the transfiguration device, and then some of our level 1 healing tools, belief clearing, oath bound contract clearing, entity implant and clear, and portal clearing and purification, to clear any distortions in your energy field that are in the way of you fully receiving the highest frequencies that are available to you through an activation journey style healing tool that we received and gave in our previous retreat in Mount Shasta. That's part of Sacred Light Level 3. We'll be running the Sacred Light Technology Tune-Up Attunement to just make space in your energy field to receive more. We'll be bringing in the Sacred Light Merkaba and intention alignment to calibrate to create, to align you with the frequencies that are being activated with our tool called Building the Body of Light. And then we'll be taking you on, it's just a short little journey for this healing tool, Building Your Body of Light, which is from Sacred Light
Level 3.
Level 3. And then we'll be running the Golden Christ Light Activation, which is from Sacred Light Level 2, to bring in a divine blessing, which brings the ability to hold the highest light, highest potential, and highest good for all humanity and all beings that are part of this ascension timeline. And then we're doing a lot here.
We
Then
are. Go ahead.
Then we'll be activating the golden orb of protection and anchoring it all in with Sacred Light Close.
That's it.
We're in for a treat here.
That's right. So, good. So let's do this. So if you are in a place where you can close your eyes, have some quiet for the next 15, 20 minutes or so, just go ahead and get comfortable. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And drop down into your heart. Okay, just placing your focus, your attention on your heart. And as you do this, begin to slow and deepen your breath. Finding a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale if you can. Just nice, deep, rhythmic breathing. And imagine that you're breathing as if you're breathing in and out of your heart. Really feeling into the partnership that exists between your breath and your heart as you breathe. Good. Feeling your body beginning to relax with each breath a little bit more. Notice how your breath is helping you to become more present. Good. Beautiful. Relaxing into your heart, breathing into your heart. Taking a moment to send gratitude to your heart. The energy, the frequency of gratitude, giving thanks to your heart. Sending gratitude, giving thanks to yourself for all that you are, for how far you've come, and for all that you are expanding into. Just really allowing yourself to sit in the energy of gratitude in your heart as you breathe. Beautiful. And now continuing those longer, deeper breaths through your heart, begin to place your focus and awareness on the connection that exists within you between your heart and the heart of Gaia, our beautiful Mother Earth. Connecting in with the golden love light in the center of Gaia. Feeling, sensing, or imagining how this golden love light is amplifying in your own heart as you breathe. And just holding the intention here to really ground and anchor yourself into the heart of Gaia. And noticing how your heart space is beginning to expand with all of this light. You may imagine or sense that your heart is vibrating or glowing with this golden light. Just allowing yourself to breathe and relax in this energy. Continuing those longer, deeper breaths through your heart as you begin now to place your focus and attention on the connection that exists within you between your heart and the heart of your higher self. Allowing your breath to expand you within this connection, expanding you into a deep heart to heart connection with the highest aspect of you that you can access in this moment. And hold the intention here to merge with your this highest aspect of you that you're connecting so deeply in with right now, so that you're moving through the rest of your day from this higher wisdom, higher perspective. Beautiful. And continuing those longer, deeper breaths through your heart, begin to place your focus and attention on the connection that exists within you between your heart and the heart of Creator. That heart to heart connection with that pure creation energy, pure source light. Just noticing as you really anchor yourself into this iridescent source love light, that this source light is amplifying within your own heart. It's expanding your heart space, activating your heart. Just noticing how all of this light in your heart is continuing to expand with every breath to fill your entire body, filling every cell of your body, all the spaces in between. Noticing how all of this light is continuing to expand as you breathe, expanding from your physical body to fill your entire toroidal field so that you are in the center of a ball of light that's about 12 feet in diameter. And it's just vibrating, it's glowing with these highest of love frequencies, highest energies. And holding the intention here to really anchor and ground into all of this light and into these essential connections as you receive all of the healing and activating that's coming for you next.
Beautiful. So let's call in sacred light open and divine love and light. Thank you. And this is working with some of the sacred light technologies, but we want to call a couple of them in just on their own so that you can really feel into that specific technology. So we're going to call in and activate the sacred light vortex now, divine love and light. So you may feel this technology actually activating around your energy field, spinning in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. You may feel both of those moving simultaneously. And from within the sacred light vortex, we're going to call in and activate the sacred light healing cocoon and injector. And just feeling this beautiful cocoon energy coming around you, supporting you, preparing you to be bathed in these beautiful frequencies. Good. And just calling in the sacred light excavation technology and transfiguration device. And the sacred light belief, oath bound contract, entity implant and portal, and sacred light purification to clear anywhere where there are distortions in our energy fields that may be in the way of fully receiving the highest frequencies that are available through building your body of light and golden Christ light activation. So just allowing these technologies and healing tools to work, clearing your energy field, clearing your programming, your belief programming, Any energy patterns that may be keeping you stuck or keeping dense energies in your field. Good. And one more cleanup tool here. We're going to call in the Sacred Light Technology Tune-Up Attunement, really to provide that energetic upgrade to your whole energy system. So in Divine Love and Light, calling in the technology tune-up. Good. And activating now the Sacred Light Merkaba, the Sacred Light Intention Alignment tool, and Calibrate to Create, with the intention to align you with the frequencies that are activated here in just a moment with building your body of light and the Golden Christ Light activation. And let's download that you're worthy of receiving these frequencies, this light, and you're safe to receive. In Divine Love and Light, thank you. Good.
Beautiful. We're going to move into the building your body of light, healing activation. It's a bit of a journey here. We're going to start by just calling the energy of this in and doing that now. So in Divine Love and Light, calling in, run and running, building your body of light. Doing this now, Creator, change it. Good. I'm calling in Archangel Michael here to place his deep blue cloak of protection around you. And you can imagine that you're sitting in the center of your Merkaba. The Merkaba is already activated for us, already online, surrounding you now. The Merkaba technology. Good. And asking Archangel Michael here to light your Merkaba at the highest light frequency that's available to you at this time. And we're calling in the Golden Christ Light activation here and grounding it down through all of your chakras, your whole chakra column, and anchoring it into the heart of Gaia. And as this is happening, you can see, sense, or imagine this light expanding out around you within a 20-mile radius. Expanding, expanding. And see yourself glowing with divine source light and that pure golden Christ light in the center of your Merkaba. Allowing your Merkaba here to anchor you into the 5th dimensional Gaia grid, creating a channel within you for the highest dimensional light to flow in, giving you the ability to consistently upgrade and anchor in this light. Asking Archangel Metatron to anchor you into the most optimal light quotient for you and your energy systems at this time. Good. And anchoring all of this into your heart and high heart, your mind and higher mind. Anchoring it into your subtle bodies, your chakras, your nervous system, your cells, your DNA, your master cell, into your Earth Star chakra just below your feet, into the heart of Gaia, into your soul grid, and into wholeness and totality now. Just really anchoring in that activation for you. Good. Beautiful. And now we're going to work even deeper with that golden Christ light energy, bringing it in. That beautiful divine blessing, that highest light, highest potential. And we're concentrating this right into your cells, bringing it in on that cellular level here through the Transfiguration Device and some of the other technologies that are actively working with you and your energy bodies right now. Just allow yourself to soak in this energy. Relax into this energy. Relaxing into your breath, into your heart. Knowing you are receiving exactly what is most optimal and perfect for you at this time. Now we're going to finish this up here by bringing in that golden orb of protection. So that really highest level of protection that we are working with here on the planet at this time. That golden orb of protection, bringing this in now. Divine love and light, creator, change it. Good. And then let's just run sacred light close just to bring in that full anchoring for all of the healing that's come in, all of the activation that's happened, all the energies that have come in for you. And running that for you now, divine love and light, creator, change it. Okay, good. And we're complete. Well, you're going to be processing all that just came through for a while, but our work for this call is done.
Wow, that was a lot.
It was. I'm feeling a lot. I don't know what everyone else is experiencing. I can speak for myself, but there's a lot of energy sort of swirling around here in my heart, chest, chakra, and throat chakra. Pretty intense.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you guys. Been on for 2 hours.
Ow. My goodness.
We could be on for many more hours talking about these tools. If you have any questions, please do get in touch with us. And there was one other question that I don't think we really have an answer to yet. But that is for those of you who have taken Co-Creating Miracles with Sacred Light certification before and want to join the online class, that there will be an opportunity available for you to do that. But we don't have the price yet of what the upgrade fee will be.
Yeah.
We're still determining that, but we will be opening the doors to that for those of you who want to come join, who've already been through, in a couple of months. There's no need to sign up now for returning students because there's nothing new for you there yet. That'll all be taking place live.
That's right. Okay, good. So any questions that you have, please send them to hello@kimberlycarlson.com as my customer service support also supports Alicia and I together, making sure we see your emails and your questions. So please email us at hello@kimberlycarlson.com and with any questions that you have, and we'll get to those as quickly as we can. And just even though we've talked about the course so much, which we need to do, because you need to know all of the reasons why this retreat is for you if you're feeling called to it. So I'm really glad that we got to have the opportunity to do this here on this call, because it's been tricky to get all this information in for everyone. But there are limited spots available. So we expect this to be a sold out retreat. And so if you're wanting to get in there, please don't, and you have questions, please get those to us right away so we can respond to those. And we look forward to seeing all who is going to be a part of this amazing sort of sacred community, really, that'll be part of this pretty special retreat. So thank you for spending your afternoon with us. And we'll see you when we see you next.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we cannot wait to see those of you who are joining us in Mount Shasta and to spend that time together.
Hello, Alicia, Kimberly.
Hi, Soraya.
Hi. I just had a quick question. So
Sure,
what is the itinerary look like for July 31st, like as far as trying to figure out flight information? Would somebody come in the day of the first day, or
Yeah,
does
that's
that
a
work?
great question. Yeah, so the dates of the retreat are July 28th through August 1st. And we are starting the day one in the afternoon so that people can arrive throughout the day. The closest airports, there's two small airports that are close by within an hour, Medford, Oregon, and Redding, California. And then the closest major airports are Sacramento and Reno, and those are both about a 4-hour drive. So those who are coming, we're helping you arrange travel together so that you can carpool together from the airports for those of you who are flying in. So you could arrive on the 28th, and then we're ending the retreat midday on August 1st, so that those of you who are wanting to leave and not spend another night there in Shasta, you would have time to do that.
And we also do have one of the houses for an additional night. So if you're wanting to stay an additional night, you can let us know about that too. There might be a little extra to cover that cost, but we'll see about that. But one of the houses we do have for an additional night. So if you're wanting another night, email us and we can talk about that as well. Have that conversation.
I think there's 7 spots in that house and 2 of them are taken already.
Okay.
So
and for that additional night,
yeah,
2 are taken. So there's limited spots in that additional house. So you got to let us know if that's you and you want one of those. And I'm pretty sure that we're done on the final day by noon, basically lunchtime. And then
that's our plan. However, things like this tend to run a little bit long. So I would plan on being done by about 2, just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you could always leave at noon if you had a flight to make or whatever.
That's true. Because part of what we're going to do on that final day is allow some practice time. So there is some buffer in there if you need to leave and you don't want to miss out on anything. That's probably the last thing that we will do on our final day, I believe, and probably have like a closing circle of some sort too that would not take long. So just going to keep that in mind too. There's a little bit of wiggle room, a little buffer. Of course, we'd love to have everybody there to practice and play with the new tools for a bit. But that will be the last thing that we'll be doing together there. Yeah.
And what time do we start in the morning? I think we have the
9
start time the other mornings, other than the first day at 9 a.m.
Yeah. So we're not starting too early. Also, so we want it to be retreat feeling also. So not having to get up at the crack of dawn and be in a classroom. So there's time for you to be able to relax and enjoy Mount Shasta as well.
Yeah. And when you're there, we do, if possible, we do recommend coming a day or two early or staying a day or two after the retreat so that you have time to explore Mount Shasta. There's so many things to experience. And we're taking you to have a lot of experiences, but there's, there might be a lot of other things that you want to do while you're there. So
there's still places we haven't visited ourselves, and we've been there for 5 years in a row now. So there's still places we're getting to as well. There's a lot to discover there, a lot to really enjoy there, and a lot of amazing energy and cool shops and amazing hikes and lakes. There's a lot there for you. So yeah.
Every time we go, we say, next time we're going to spend a whole extra week. And then somehow that doesn't ever seem to
quite pan out. We're busy ladies. So we don't always get that time. We always want it though. So just saying that up front in case you may get there and be like, oh, I wish we had, 2 more days.
Yeah, especially for those of you who are traveling a further distance,
Yeah.
who are
True.
getting on an airplane, you might want to consider coming a couple days earlier, staying a couple days later.
Yeah. Great question, Soraya, though. Any other questions that we can help you with while we're here?
Not seeing any other questions here.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, I know I myself need to jump off of here, and my son is home. It's spring break over here, and he's probably chomping at the bit, waiting for some afternoon adventure that we're going to go have. So it was wonderful to connect with you here today. And again, please email us at hello@kimberlycarlson.com if you have questions for us. And we look forward to seeing you whatever that next place, that next space and time that it is that we see you, whether it's at the mountain or in the classroom online, or just in the next live stream or workshop, whatever that opportunity is. We look forward to connecting with you wherever we get to do that. And have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you next time.
All right, everyone. Thank you. Much love.
Much
Bye.
love.